This is the damping stroke shock absorber pen kit. The finish on this one is gold. You can get it in chrome and gunmetal. The coil itself is basically a chrome finish, and this does take a very different sort of pen refill, and you can buy these. This particular one from Pen Kits and Bits I paid £8.59 for in November 2023. But out of interest, I have also ordered 2 more of these from the penkits.co.uk website. Those are priced at, I believe, at £6.50, so I wanted to order them to see if there's any real difference to these. And it was interesting on this because there's no real pictures that I could find anywhere of what these look like as a final pen. But just having a look through this, so there's a set of bushers there, 2 different sizes. Bushers are about £5 each. They take a 27/64 hole to drill for the pen blank, which is a very short brass tube. Good thing on the instructions here, they have actually put the name of what the kit's for. Basically this part here is just the lid, so that will go in there. So you'll put your blank on there, whether it be wood, acrylic, anything. That's the only bit you're going to be turning down, that small piece. There is a little key ring also there just to go in the top here as well. So this becomes your lid, whether you've just got it on the pen just to cover it up when it's not in use, or when it's in use you can actually post it on the top so you don't lose it. But the actual pen itself, you put the refill in here. This can all be assembled straight away now because I'm not going to be obviously doing anything with this. That drops down there. Put your coil on, drop your pen in, and just basically screw that up. So that is the actual pen. I've got to say, this is very weird to hold, being a pen spring, and it is very solid, so there's no spring inside there. The only give would be on the spring you're actually going to be holding there, so it will be the spring that moves itself that you're holding onto to make this a more of a smoother writer. Bushing sizes on here are, the large one is just over 14mm, and the smallest one just under 13mm. So there's not a mass difference in them, slight difference, and the narrower one will be the top here and the larger one will be the base. I've found a little piece of walnut. That's what I've glued the brass tube into, and hopefully you can see how small this is. It's not even sort of like 2 finger widths in length. And I often see questions on Facebook, well, what you do with all these little offcuts from when you do your pen turn and blanks. Well, look, these are from when I did the slimline kits on the reviews, and they're all just about the right size. So hopefully you can see it's going to be a very, very quick turning on this one. This end bushing is slightly larger than that one. That is going to be the base of the lid, which screws into the pen. That will be the top where the little key ring is. That's just how quick it is to turn one of these down. You'll spend more time on sanding this and doing a finish That's the blank I've turned, and I've just gone for a straightforward shape, literally from the wide down to the narrow as a simple gradient. Assembly on this, well, the main pen itself has all been assembled already. So we've got the larger piece here, which goes on to the wider piece. Simple, straightforward. Just press that in place. And bushing size, I've got to say on there, is spot on for where I've turned that down. And the top end, which is the slightly narrower end, that's where the keyring will go through. Again, that's just gone in there. So the wood turning part of this pen kit is very, very small, and it also has this little split ring to go on the top, which is nice if you've got some nails to try and get that through. Being small, it is quite stiff. And that goes in there. That just screws on the top there, and that is the kit complete. So when you've got it in use, you can take that off there, screw that on the other end so you don't lose it, and that's your pen to use. So I've got to say, a very, very sort of unusual sort of pen. Keyring on the top, so that's why you don't have a pen clip. Very small amount of wood turning on there. I mean, that literally took probably a couple of minutes to turn that down. It really was that quick from blank. So all the time spent on this is certainly preparing your tube to glue it in the blank and finishing, depending on what finish you're going to put on it as to how quick you can finish it off. But for the actual pen itself, I mean, that is something really odd and different, and the spring on this then on the outside here then acts as your effectively like spring on the pen. Because you're holding the spring on this, it gives you a little bit of movement on the pen when you're writing. Drill bit size, it's a 2764 drill bit. I actually had bought this from Beaufort Ink purely simply because of the pen kits that I bought from there to turn those, so I didn't need to buy this from Pen Kits and Bits. I believe their price on Pen Kits and Bits for this particular drill bit was around about £7. The actual pen kit there, £8.59, and the bushings were around about somewhere between £4.50 and £5. So it's not a cheap pen, and I think it certainly goes down that route of something that's not a standard one, so you don't expect necessarily the cheap prices that you get, say for example like with slimline kits. So after I'd actually turned this one and put this one together, I then got my delivery for the two from penkits.co.uk, and these are identical pens. As you can see, I've gone for the gunmetal, so you still get that same silver chrome coil, and everything else is gunmetal, absolutely identical. Differences on these is the price. I think it was about £2.50, but the downfall on that is penkits.co.uk order these direct from the supplier based on your order, so you're going to have to wait a minimum of 2 to 3 weeks before you get delivery. There's also going to be very little communication, and there could even be longer delays. So if the whole shipment is held up in customs, you're not going to get your kit very early. The other thing to bear in mind on that price saving is that it doesn't include the carriage. This is free carriage in the UK, where these are not. So if I was just to order one of these, it would probably work out more expensive than buying that one. But buying two, it's cheaper. Now the other downfall is as well is customer support. Where I've had queries, I could phone Dave up at Pen Kits and Bits, and you get your answer straight away. If there's something that's might be wrong, he'll investigate it. He's got stock to then go and look at it. If you've got a problem with these, it's going to be an email. Hope somebody comes back to me. They've got no stock. You're going to have to wait for them to contact manufacturers in China and take it from there. So I hope that's been of interest to you. Something totally different. If you're new to the channel, this is all part of a series doing reviews on pen kits and the suppliers with their websites. So please do check out all the other videos and especially the playlist on the pen kit reviews. Thanks a lot for watching.